welcome to the Local Woman podcast, where yet again I have got another incredible woman with me. Where do we keep finding these incredible women? Well, I'll tell you where you find them. You find them in the pages of Local Woman every single month. So this month I've got the incredible Sarah Armstrong from New U Dental in Jonesborough.
Hello, thank you for having me on board.
Now, Sarah, honestly, if you didn't know this girl, you wouldn't like her, right? She's 31. She's a fully qualified dentist. She has her own practice where she does aesthetics. She owns a gym. Yes. Yeah. And as well as that, she's climbing mountains. Mount Everest, in fact, among other of the highest mountains in the entire world. Sarah, how do you do all this?
There's two of me.
I mean, we meet a lot of really incredible women, but yeah, I mean, you've got a lot going on there. So let's start with the dentist. So you're a dentist?
I'm a dentist, yeah.
You do the aesthetics. That's your bread and butter?
Bread and butter dentistry, qualified in 2018 from Plymouth University, moved back home, worked in the NHS for 3 years, moved to the private sector in the south of Ireland, and then in 2023 opened my own practice, New Dental and Aesthetics in Jonesborough. So
fantastic. So you're a fully trained aesthetician as well?
I am, yeah, level 7.
So you've got all that going on. Tell us about the gym.
I opened the gym when I was in university, actually.
You opened it in Northern Ireland?
I was always into sports and actually wanted to be a PE teacher, but went to a quite academic school.
Yes.
My mother was a PE teacher.
Mine was too.
There you go. So she wouldn't let me do it, but I always throughout my studies really struggled, thinking I didn't know if dentistry really was the right fit for me, and heavily involved in sports.
What sport are you involved in?
So I would have played, still playing netball, Gaelic football and camogie for Crossmaglen Rangers, and then I played netball for Newry, Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland in my day, but I'm now in retirement because I don't have any time anymore. But so that was my background, and then when in uni I did my personal training courses and trying to get a job really. So then I worked in university. I worked in a gym on the campus, which was a great earner when you're a university student. So I was getting free gym membership and taking classes and keeping fit, and then came home during the summer months and would rent out the local football club and run circuit classes, and that's how it happened. But obviously I was travelling back and forth at the time, so I got staff in and ran that when I was in England, and then when I moved home I opened up a commercial space in Crossmaglen, and it's now been open for 10 years. So we had 10 years last year. So it's my firstborn business, my baby.
Wow. That is incredible that you fit this all in. So you would think that you wouldn't have much of a personal life. But of course you do, because your latest passion is climbing mountains. Now, you don't come from a mountaineering background.
No.
Generally, people who climb mountains do. It tends to be a thing that, you know, your father did it, so you sort of followed him. But you have no background in that.
No, not particularly. I think the first time I went up the Mourne Mountains, I was maybe 15, 16 with an uncle. That was it. And I really only got into mountaineering in 2023. Just before I opened my practice, I thought I'd never get a holiday again, so I booked to go to Everest Base Camp.
So hold on, you just booked to go to Everest Base Camp?
Yeah.
Did you have to do training for this?
I probably should have, yeah, but I had a patient come in on the Friday and they'd just come back, and I just booked it the next day, and I went, and it was the best holiday I ever had.
And what's Everest Base Camp like? What do you do?
Walk and talk.
Do you go on your own?
No, I went with a group. And it takes around 2 weeks depending on what trek you go.
How fit do you have to be? You obviously are fit.
Yeah, I think you've got to be pretty fit. Like, you reach base camp is around 5,500 metres above sea level, but it's an undulating path. You're up and down, and it's a slow trek, so you acclimatise during it. I wouldn't say it is accessible, I think, to most people. Maybe a bit of training behind you, but it's a trip of a lifetime. It really is. So
from there, you're sitting at Base Camp Everest thinking, I'm going to give this mountain climbing a go.
Well, I think when you surround yourself with like-minded people, I have a bit of goalpost syndrome. So I didn't even know what the 7 summits were. I only learnt about them.
What are the 7 summits?
The 7 summits is the highest mountain in each continent in the world.
Okay, so they are what?
So you've got Mount Vinson in the Antarctic, Mount Denali in Alaska, Mount Aconcagua in South America, Argentina, Mount Everest in Nepal, you've got the Karstens Pyramid in Papua New Guinea, and then Mount Elbrus in Europe, which is in Russia.
Okay. My geography's not great. So how many of these have you been to?
Quite a few. So I've done Papua New Guinea, the Karstens.
What was that like?
Amazing. I did that in October last year.
Right.
Probably one of the most isolated regions. You have to it took me 3 days to get there in a helicopter, and I was stuck on an island.
Again, did you go in a group?
I travelled out on my own, and then I met climbers there.
Are these escorted tours?
Yeah, most of those peaks you would have to have a leader.
You don't just rock up yourself with a pair of mountain boots and...
That was, but so it was really special, a really special country to see as well, Papua New Guinea. The travel, it took longer to travel there than it did to actually climb the mountain, but so I've done that one. I've done Mount Aconcagua in Argentina. I've done Mount Kazbek in Georgia, Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Kenya, Mount Blanc, quite a few.
What's left now out of the 7?
So after Everest, I've got Mount Denali and Mount Vinson, so Alaska and the Antarctic. Neither are as high as Everest, but both are quite financially difficult and logistically difficult.
Let's talk about the cost of this. How do you pay for this?
Working very hard.
And you have sponsors?
I do have some sponsors, only for Everest. The rest has all been self-funded, and Everest alone is pretty much self-funded. I have had some help from Adidas, so my summit suit is from Adidas. I have had help from local companies. I've done a lot of self-funding as well, so I'm doing it for the Southern Area Hospice. Yes. And I've done quite a few fundraising drives through that for different things. So we did a step towards Everest, it was called. And essentially, if you wanted your name or your business at the top of the world on a tricolour, you would give £10, and so we raised a couple of thousand from that. Wow. And we've also very excitingly designed a gin. An alcoholic gin. So
you've made a gin?
Yeah, called
I'm actually laughing because the producer Robin's just sitting going, is there what? She's now done a gin as well. So you just, what's your gin called?
It's called Ascent.
Ascent, that's a lovely name.
Yeah, I did it with a company in Scotland, Wildfire Gin, and the bottles are also going towards the hospice. So
that's a lovely thought. That's a lovely present, isn't it? That'd be a lovely present to buy somebody. What a lovely present.
Pre-orders are available now, and we're hoping to get them bottled and with everybody in the next week.
And where can people, well, obviously, if you want to learn more about Sarah, she will be in Local Woman this month coming. We're going to do a feature about her. But as well as that, where can people find information about you?
Probably just my local social media handles. So SC Armstrong 95, we can add it in. You can follow all the trips and the vlogs, and you can order the gin, you can put your name on the flag, and also alongside my business pages as well.
So what's next, Sarah? Apart from after Everest, what's next?
I actually forgot after Everest, I've got, do you know, because when I went to Papua New Guinea, I was stuck in this hotel for 4 days because there was a civil war happening and I couldn't get out, and there was no fuel for boats, and it was just mental. And I signed up to run the Silk Road, which is Afghanistan to China in 10 days, which is 10 marathons in 10 days. So that's next.
10 marathons in 10 days, and when is that?
That is in September.
Where do you stay? In like tents or?
Yeah, you just camp,
Yeah.
My last trip, I came back from the Sahara. I did an ultra marathon.
What's an ultra marathon, Sarah?
So it's 160 kilometres.
You ran 160 kilometres?
Yeah, but I'm not really a runner, so I'd never ran like 10k before this.
In the desert?
In the desert, yeah. So you have to just carry, it's kind of self-survival. So you have to carry everything, your water, your food, and any shelter you think you'll need. So I usually go for like a bivy bag, which isn't a full tent. It's just something light. So if you do, or if you're lucky enough to be able to get some rest.
What do your family think of this?
They think I'm absolutely mad in the head.
You kind of are, but in the best possible way.
I hope so.
Do you have any friends who do this, or is this you on your own?
I have met friends over the years of doing mountaineering, friends for life. I've met in loads of mountains, but I suppose my friends from home, they won't even come up the Mourne Mountains with me anymore. No. Because I say we do one and we're on number 5 and they're like, never again.
So honestly, I don't even know what to say. I don't think I've met anybody at 31 who has done so much stuff. It is so impressive. I can't wait for you to read more, obviously, about Sarah in the next issue of Local Woman magazine. Well, the very best of luck, Sarah. And I can't wait to follow you. I'm going to follow you and find out all these updates and all these incredible things that you're doing. They're absolutely incredible. Sarah from New You Dental, mountain climber, gym owner, gym owner. She's just everything, Sarah.
Thank you.